I'm going to talk a little bit about platinum and palladium and the ratio to platinum to gold. Traditionally, platinum sold for 1.4 times the price of gold, and recently this chart only goes up to 2010, but just to give you an average, this red line represents about 1.4 to the price of gold, and it goes back to 1972. So it gives a lot of data, and you can see it went up to 2.25 times the price of gold in 2000 and also in 2008, and it had that big crash. Okay, actually, I think that's when I bought some platinum at this time around here. As far as it continuing to be this downward trend where the ratio is changing and it's going below 1, where platinum is less than gold, don't expect it to continue that way. No way is it going to continue that way. It'll be up somewhere around this average or go past it, and all the expectations for gold is to go higher and higher. So as far as like if you look at platinum versus gold, we talked about gold going up for the last 10 years, and you can see it's going up from its lows of 300, and you look at what happened with platinum. Of course, they had this big drop, but you wouldn't have wanted to buy it in here. But of course, it's been going up for the last 10 years, just like gold. It's been in the bull run. It's just a lot more volatile, and considering today that the ratio is like I think it's 0.90 to gold, it's much less than gold. It's a very smart buy, and I wouldn't worry so much about the industrial sectors being going down, because I think I don't want to comment too much on it. Everybody kind of thinks sometimes there's manipulation going on the spot price and it's the paper price and all this type of stuff. There's probably some truth to that, but it's a matter of just holding out for when the price is to your biggest advantage. I don't know when the dips are either. So, but right now, platinum is a screaming buy compared to gold, and right now people are also saying gold is a very good buy because it dropped, and we all know people aren't going to be sitting in a dollar forever in currencies or in European stocks. So we know where they're going to. Another thing is, somebody pointed out in here that it's unimaginable to be going into a jewelry store and buying a platinum piece for less than a gold piece. I mean, that is so out of whack that that's not going to happen, and who the buyers are going to be in the near term future. It's going to be India and China. You could say the industrial demand might be down because of a pullback or imagined pullback, but as far as like what's going to take it up, it's going to be investor demand and people just looking for jewelry. This is an article about a real good case for palladium, because most of palladium comes from Russia. And Russia, I don't know if they supply 44% of the world, 45%, 42%, I don't know what it is. But I know they used to always stockpile palladium for many decades, and I think it was in 1989, they found a buyer, Ford Motor Company, for their palladium. There was no real industrial use for it before then, and since that time it's come to be used actually even in photography also, for like high-end photos you want to keep for a century or whatever. You use the palladium, but also in a lot of electronics in your cell phones. It's an alternate to gold plating of electrical contacts, and because it won't rust or anything like that, it still provides good connectivity. But as far as this main mine in Russia, it's primarily a nickel producer. It's Norilsk. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Norilsk. They have to switch one of their processes because it's such a high polluting mine. Like, in other words, in these areas, 98% of the people are sick. There's not a single living tree within 30-mile radius of the mine. The company pays 2.6 times higher salary for mining workers, but they still can't retain a workforce. for obvious reasons. You're probably, not going to live too long if you work there. But most of their mining is in nickel and copper. Palladium and platinum is only 0.02%, 2/100ths of 1% of what they mine. But they're saying they have to switch to this other process, and what's going to do is that's going to take palladium and platinum mining out of the equation from the Russians. I don't know if this is an exaggeration or what. I'm not a miner. I don't know about these type of things. But looking at the depressed prices, and sometimes I always got a suspicion about, how did the prices get driven down so hard over some news like that, because we've had bad economic news for all year. I think there could be a big spring back in these two metals, and nobody's looking at them. I'm in them. I'm in these metals, and I think nobody's looking at them. I'm just going to hold tight with them. Right now, like I said, the ratio is way out of whack. Traditionally, I think it's probably about the lowest it's ever been, and we'll see where it's going to go to. But looking at the places where all investors can go to, there's not many places. So, and you're looking at these two metals, platinum and palladium, as being 30 times more rare than gold. I don't know. It's just a little too. It's a little bit too screams like buy me, buy me, buy me. It's like it seems like a steal, and I don't know why the prices are going down so rapidly on the spot price. Because, like I said before, we did not see margin requirements go up or anything like that, yet palladium and platinum went down about 20% just in the month of September. So, but looking at what's possibly going on in Russia, if Russia doesn't produce the same amount of palladium and their stockpiles have been depleted for the last couple of years, and looking at there's a stockpile in Zurich, Switzerland that's not going to be released until it hits a certain price, I got a feeling that this is going to be more explosive on the up than gold. So just want to point that out. I mean, I got it's not just a feeling. It seems like I got some real serious fundamentals here.